Hey, this is Taylor for thedailychorus.com, hanging out in Tempe, Arizona with Bobby and Gabriel of the Locust, who are currently on tour with Daughters in Cattle Decapitation. What do you guys look for in bands you choose to tour with?
They have to be good, and usually our friends. Like, we like to tour with family, if you will. But usually just something that's unique or, does something special.
Like just musically, or
Or it just has to be something that we think's like worth taking on tour with us.
Yeah, they gotta definitely shred. But I mean, a lot of times they're our friends, because like if there's a band that's really good, then fuck, we become their friends because we're like all over their nuts or whatever. You know, so to say.
Well, because I know a band like Cattle Decapitation is very socially and politically aware, as are you guys, from my understanding. Is that also something that's important to you guys?
Those guys are just old school friends. That's like my old band, actually. So it's like, I've known those guys forever, and it's just like, they actually just kept wanting, come on, take us on tour, let's fucking tour. So we're like, all right, fine, we'll take you on tour. So we took them on tour.
Has it always been that way, where you just want to tour with bands that, even from the beginning, that you enjoy, or has a little bit been about like career and where it's going to take you?
We have done certain tours just because we thought it would be interesting.
I don't know if we this will be good for our career. It's always like, okay, this band is awesome. It's never like our priorities are definitely not like, this is gonna be a great career move or something. Like, that's definitely not one of our. Although we did tour with NWK,
but that was more like, because this is gonna be fucking weird.
Yeah, this is gonna be ridiculous. Like, yes.
I know at one point in your career you guys were boycotting any affiliation with Clear Channel. Are you still promoting that, or?
Still not promoting Clear Channel.
Well, I mean, like, promoting, like, boycotting them and disassociating from them.
Yeah, we personally made a decision to not do Clear Channel shows today. Although they have been recently sold, and it's kind of interesting to see what's going to happen with that. They're probably going to just sell off individual, venues and radio stations.
Yeah, it seems like it's probably going to die out or something, or change. But the thing that kind of sucks in a way that I've been thinking about is, like, we won't do Clear Channel shows, but recently, like, doesn't, like, Rupert Murdoch have his fingers into, like, MySpace and all that shit? So it's just kind of like, now it's just like, wait a second, like, it's kind of weird, so.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird thing. The whole thing about Clear Channels is that there's just so much control, where they could just control art and kind of just, like, promote a band, playing at a Clear Channel venue, playing on, like, radio stations that are Clear Channel. And so that kind of aspect of the whole thing is just kind of like, the frightening part of it is like one entity controlling all of that.
How do you think that the online media has affected, like, how bands work in the music industry as a whole?
We're actually on MySpace, which is kind of interesting, because for a long time we were like, oh, that's fucking stupid, and there was all these fake Locust accounts on there, and they would be like responding back to people that were our friends and stuff. Yeah, like people like, hey, we hung out, and like, oh, it was cool, like, hanging out, and then like they'd respond like, fuck you, blah 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 blah, faggot, blah blah, whatever. It's like,
they were like,
sucks.
Not us, like acting like us and saying shit that was just like totally out of line. So kind of like, we're like, fuck, well, we gotta, like, we don't want other people representing us, you know what I mean? So we're
forced into
kind of. That's the best excuse I've heard yet.
Yeah, there's multiple things happening right now in the industry, or to just like media in general. So it's an interesting time to see what's going to happen with MP3s, and also home recording studios, where people can now have like whatever Pro Tools or other programs out there. They can record things themselves, kind of make MP3s, trade it themselves, and like kind of network through MySpace, kind of eliminating the whole need for like major labels or whatever. So it's like this kind of like technology bringing a new grassroots effort to music.
What's one thing that you would like to see change?
I want all those bands that are like, As I Lie Dying Twice, all those kind of names. I hate that shit.
Tomorrow's the day that never was.
Yeah. Wednesday brings October. I hate that shit. Like, those kind of bands, those names and stuff, like, what is it, like, As I Died Twice Yesterday.
No more bands with the word hero in it.
Or Dying, or Blood, Murder Room, Ballroom. Like, it's just so, I hate it. That kind of shit I want to change.
So, yeah, eliminate that, please.
Yeah, whatever that whole, I don't even know what that scene
Genre
is, or that genre is. All I know is I've seen those flyers, like this tour, all over the place, and it's stupid.
What bothers you the most about it?
Just the names don't make any sense.
There's no substance behind
Well,
it.
it's not that it doesn't make sense. It just sounds stupid to me. It's like, what, remembering never? What the fuck does that mean? You know, like.
It's kind of funny though, because it's like there's been so many bands. Maybe there's like there's no more. It'd be like they're running out of names. Like there's only a certain amount of names.
It seems like there's like a website that's just like random, like yeah, you just like you just hit a button and it spits out a oh that's great, yeah. Watch her die tomorrow. That's it. You know, it's like I don't know. I mean, but it's not like it has to make sense or anything. It's not like we necessarily have titles or whatever that makes sense. It's just that I just find it annoying, and that's something I want to change personally. That's my opinion.
Being such a well-established like independent band where you've never signed with a major, and from my understanding you don't plan on to, do you kind of look down on bands with mainstream success?
We're on Anti, which is like the label that has Tom Waits and The Cave, and like some people consider, which is like a subsidiary of Epitaph, consider it a major label, but it is. I mean,
it's just a big independent. I mean,
yeah,
and Epitaph has a lot of crap that we're not into. Like, I don't look down on any band that is on a major. Like all that means really is they just get. It depends, on the band. If it's like a band that we enjoy or like a lot, and if they're on a major, that's great because like in a sense they're like kind of in a way like if like with the exposure that they get with either through the radio or on like MTV or whatnot, like there's like a ton of kids out there that like like I was talking about earlier that like get online or whatever, like there's some people don't have that opportunity to, or maybe they do, but like when they see stuff on a television show or on the radio, it's like kind of like throwing the kids a bone in a way, because like they might have never even heard anything like cool, like by like a band that's on MTV or whatever, there might be a cool band on MTV, and like for like then they'll start researching that band, and through that they'll start finding like bands that band likes that maybe aren't necessarily signed or whatever on a major label. And I think I don't really care.
I mean, if a band like changes their music because like the people who are funding them go, hey, you should tone it down, or like, hey, like don't be so weird, or like can you make it more accessible for the masses, like that.
Yeah, that
type of
obviously
stuff.
sucks.
Yeah, so if
but
any
like
band
if
wanted
they
to do
stick
that,
to their guns, it's cool.
Right.
What's your biggest top 40 guilty pleasure?
Top 40 guilty pleasure.
I'm feeling a little Nickelback.
Oh shit.
I'm sensing it. I don't know.
You're funny. I don't know. What on the radio right now do I don't know. I like the Yeah Yeahs a lot. I don't know. There's some Interpol songs I think are pretty good. What else do I like? I don't know.
Any hip hop, R&B, or pop?
I don't know. I don't really listen to the radio that much, to be honest.
I don't know.
We just listen to like talk radio more than anything,
Sometimes we'll listen to like rock stations for half a second,
Just
crack
to
up.
laugh.
Yeah.
You're like, we're so much better than those guys.
No, it's like they're getting away with that shit.
Does that upset you at all?
Don't care. It has nothing to do with us,
That's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny that they can like churn out all this shit and then people will just consume it. And sometimes I feel like, God, why do people listen to such shit? Like, why are people so easily like entertained by crappy art? And then I guess it's like people just, I don't know, maybe that's what majority of people like, crappy art.
Well, yeah, shit, that's easy. It's already digested for them. It's like, it's like, yeah,
shit.
it's like, I don't know.
Okay, so the last question we have is a band pick, and I got one from Daughters, who they're currently on tour with. And they would like to know, well, actually, Alexis from Daughters would like to know. And this is his quote. Okay, why don't you wash your smelly, shitty uniforms?
Because he wants us to so bad.
Just to spite
Yeah,
him.
he's a little whiny bitch, and he's always complaining about something, and he always is complaining about the smell of our uniforms, so fuck him.
Thank you guys so much. This has been Taylor for thedailychorus.com, your daily source for new music.